How's everybody doing this morning? It's Todd from Woodmizer LT40. Well, we're on our way out. I had a buddy of mine, he told me they was cutting some good trees down, some exotic trees from around the home place. I asked him if he needs some help, and he said no, but he's the same one to come help me the other day. I'm kind of the old school. Coming to help you, brother. We'll be there in a minute. A mark up ahead of me on the tractor. It ain't down the road, just a couple miles. This is the job where we're coming on. Gotta take that oak tree down. There's 2 or 3 cedar trees right here. Some oak trees. Magnolia. Pecan. And sycamore. That's several trees right here. All these gotta come down. The man called, he said the storms are coming. We want every tree around this old place took out. So that's what Justin's here to do. Getting all the bushes off the house right now. Getting all the underbrush. Atta guys. Got her leaning the right way now. See, get her right there. It's forked off at the bottom. Good tree right there. Magnolia tree. And all the cedars there. Y'all, right now I'm cutting some hickory. Hickory is not easy to cut. It has a lot of sand in it. You gotta have a good blade. And it just, I don't like cutting them. And I'm cutting a 20-footer on top of that. And the old boy wants to put this on his trailer. Guys, I'm gonna show you the stress that's in this log. I'm cutting it in half right now. I got about a 7 1/4 inch cut. and a 5-inch cut, and look how far this end's sticking up. I don't know if y'all can see how much that is in the video. That is at least 4 inches on this end. And the log was actually a straight log. That's unreal. I'm telling you, it's got a 4-inch gap on this end. That's gonna be some crooked boards, but he can straighten them up on the trailer. That's what he wants. I'm gonna try to slice through them. They're not gonna be pretty, but we're gonna get them done. Then we got a bunch of white oak to cut for trailer, and white oak cuts pretty good. White oaks are good for it. White oak is getting very, very hard to find now because they're making the whiskey barrels with them, the Jim Beam whiskey barrels. White oak is very, very expensive, so they're hard to get a hold of. We're trying to ease on through it. We ain't getting in no hurry. Now watch this board come down when I cut it through the other end. It's gonna pop up on the other end. That better have pressure on it. That's gonna be some heavy boards. They're full 2-inch thick, 8 inches wide, 7 1/4. They're gonna be heavy, 40 foot long. Got marks hole in the edge. It's got so much pressure on it, it's gonna pop out. Look at they even crossed on the other end. Look how much bow's in that wood. It was cut straight, just the way they do sometimes. I'll be glad to get out of this hickory. This is some bad stuff. It's hard to cut. A 747 cuts through it, but it's not that the blade's not cut or the sawmill. It's the wood is terrible. Makes some perfect axe handles. Any kind of shovel or anything like that are very good handles. Hickory's just a hard wood. It's just hard to work with. I'll be glad to get out of it. All right, if you're ever cutting 20-foot stuff, a lot of times, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm sure it's not. On your 20-footers on your bottom cut, you'll have a fat end on it, on both ends sometimes. What that's caused from is it hanging down, the stress in the wood. To get that out, you take that bottom board and you slide it forward about 3-4 foot, clamp it, cut this end, pull it back the opposite direction to cut the other end, because you were going to run out of room, because your 20-foot stuff, the sawmill don't cover 21. You come this way as far as you can, clamp it down and cut just the end, and you cut that big end off of it, and you can straighten your wood up a lot like that. But if you notice, I don't like cutting 20-footers because of that. They hang down on the ends and it makes some ugly wood. It's a lot of fight to get it right. A lot of sand in this wood. It's bad on the blades. I don't like hickory. I don't like 20-footers, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But we're fixing to get in some white oak, and I'll show you all that. And I'm gonna take a picture, or I'll bring you over there and video some of this hickory and let you see what it looks like. It's got a pretty grain to it, but it's just a tough wood. So this is what I'm talking about, a big end. See how thick it is? I'm changing the blade, trying to cut it straight and blowing a knife. This is the grain of the wood. It's got a pretty grain to it. It's very, very hard wood though. Gonna get into that white oak right there. Pretty white oak boards there.